The year in review? Top stories of 2024 included reports on unprecedented weather extremes, most far-reaching wildfire affecting this area, and highest magnitude earthquake since 2021. Mountain communities were confronted with disastrous situations and emergency operations on two fronts. Wrightwood took the full brunt of severe weather when February's wind-whipped atmospheric snowstorm stranded hundreds of residents and forced closure of roads in and out of the mountain community for several days. The San Bernardino National Forest closure of forest system roads to vehicles remains in effect through the end of June. 11 weeks later, mountain community residents were forced to evacuate when the bridge fire broke out. The late summer bridge fire prompted an unprecedented number of evacuations in the mountain communities while destroying more than 30 homes and scorching over 56,000 acres. The bridge fire combined with the line fire to destroy 20 homes in the Mount Baldy area and another 13 in the Wrightwood area. 6 cabins were also destroyed. Our summer of 2024 was officially California's hottest summer ever, or at least in the last 130 years. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration records go back that far. Not only did many Southern California locations record their hottest temperature on record, 134 in Death Valley, 124 in Palm Springs, but temperatures exceeding 100 degrees for 45 straight days in some locales was the longest hot streak since 2017's 72 days. Our area's hottest summer on record has been accompanied by a series of earthquakes, jarring jolts, and rolling aftershocks felt throughout the greater Southland. The largest earthquake at the time of this report, a 5.2, with its epicenter about 20 miles south of Bakersfield. That's the strongest earthquake in California in 3 years. Aftershocks of that August 6th temblor registered seismic readings in the 4.0 magnitude that continued to prompt reactions from folks across the Victor Valley. That 7.0 earthquake off the northern California coast on December 5th became the quake with the highest Richter scale reading in the Golden State since a 7.2 in 1992. A case of baking the books or cooking the books by an Orange County tax preparer who resides in Victorville is another of our top stories of 2024. That former Orange County tax preparer from Victorville has finally been sentenced on tax fraud charges. Stephen Jake McGonigal was sentenced to 120 months in federal prison for leading multi-year tax fraud conspiracies across 3 countries, which claimed more than $10 million from the IRS and dozens of state tax authorities in fraudulent tax refunds. The 67-year-old Victorville resident was sentenced in U.S. District Court to pay over $1.5 million in restitution. McGonigal had been found guilty in November of 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the United States, 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and 1 count of aggravated identity theft. McGonigal recruited others to help convince the IRS and dozens of state governments to issue millions of dollars in fraudulent tax refunds. To perpetrate the massive fraud that began in 2013 and lasted until McGonigal's arrest in 2019, McGonigal sent 1 co-conspirator to Thailand to obtain fake identification documents that used stolen victim identities and then filed fraudulent tax returns using the identity theft victims' Social Security numbers. Prosecutors have secured guilty pleas from 2 co-defendants who are also scheduled to be sentenced in the coming months. That concludes this chapter in our top stories of 2024 recaps. For KVVB TV High Desert Metro News, I'm Terry Kurtz. Thanks for watching.